Hey guys, it's Sasha with Rice and Raw, and sorry I'm filming this on my laptop, but I am studying right now, and I just really want to address this. I often get a lot of people messaging me on my Tumblr blog thanking me for helping them out with continuing their recovery from an eating disorder or even starting the recovery from an eating disorder. And this is so touching. This is the reason why I made my blog in the first place. I figured if I just touched one person's life, if I helped one person improve their relationship with food, then all this time would be worth it. And the fact that I've been able to touch so many people and help so many people is such an honor. And what I want to say to all these people is actually, it's not me, it's you. It's what you are seeing in me and other people that you look up to, that you know you have inside yourself this whole time. I've experienced some low lows. I've had a history of depression, and I've been rock bottom with an eating disorder. And throughout this time, I just hated myself. I was miserable, but there was still this little tiny flickering spark inside of me that kept saying, you have potential. And every time I would see someone who I looked up to, that little voice would cry out in the midst of all of this dark, foggy haze that was just so negative and terrible, but this little tiny voice would say, you could do that. You can do this too. And that voice is right. And a big part of my recovery is I really held on to that voice. Every time that voice came up, I tried to nourish it and to grow it. So eventually this voice became a booming voice. You can be that. You are so close to that. You are this. So every time you see someone who you look up to, who you appreciate, know that you're appreciating that you are looking up to them because there's something inside of them that you know you have inside of you. That's what's so exciting. And it also does work in the opposite direction, where if you see someone who you really just can't stand, you don't like them, it's because there's something inside of them, inside of their personality, that you struggle with inside of your personality. You're either wanting to get rid of this part of yourself, and when you see it in someone else, you get really angry, and you just really dislike them. I mean, I'll admit there's very, very few people I dislike in this world, but there are, and I need to realize that the things that I think about them in a negative fashion, it is kind of things that I'm worried about with my personality. If someone is too out there, too much, it's because I'm always afraid I'm too much. I'm afraid of looking like I'm trying so hard. So I scale back as much as I can, which is actually really terrible because I should just be me. I should be open and me, and if people have a problem with it, that's kind of their problem. It's not mine. So you need to kind of start realizing that you do project onto people. In fact, your entire life is just your perception. This universe that you live in is your perception, and that's really kind of all that matters. Of course not world peace and all that matters, and saving animals and human suffering matters. But what I'm trying to say is, like, what you've seen in this world is your world. This is your own world in your own life. So it's kind of cool to, like, realize that you dislike this person is because you're oppressing something you don't like about yourself. And if you see someone that you don't like, you have this anger towards, an arch enemy, whatever, it's because there's things inside of you that you don't like that you see in them. And like I said, same thing when you see people that you admire. So when you see people you admire, it's because you have that in you too. And you just need to water it and let it grow and kind of get out of your own way to allow yourself to be you. Depression and eating disorder really takes away who you are. You start to derail yourself. You start to sabotage yourself. You start to work against your spirit. And of course, you are going to suffer because you can't work against your spirit. Don't work against who you are. Find who you are, embrace who you are, and continuously challenge yourself to be more, to do more, to feel more, and that's life. That is the point of life, is to keep pushing yourself to be the best version of yourself. I know it's cliche, but that's what I truly believe. So to all those girls and boys out there who thank me, I just want you to thank yourselves, because you may see something in me that you know you can achieve. You know you can probably achieve much more than me. So get out of your own way. Get help. Don't ever be afraid of getting help. Some of the most successful people are the ones who ask for help. And just get excited to experience this life, because there is something in store for you. And you might not even be able to fathom how amazing your life can be, but it will be. So just keep at it. And this leads actually right into what I also want to talk about, is Handyman Bananas. He is totally awesome. I think about a month ago, I reached out to him after he put up a video about addiction and depression. And what he was saying really struck a chord in me. He has this great insight. The way he sees life is so special. He sent such thoughtful emails back. And I really appreciate this. I'm sure he gets tons of messages, but he takes the time to personally write you a message, and you can tell he thinks about it. He doesn't just brush it aside and answer it quickly. He really sits down and reads what you have to say. He takes it all in, and I want to emulate that too. Since, like I'm saying, I admire him, I know that is in me as well, and I'm going to keep striving towards that. And his solutions and suggestions are amazing and great. And to be perfectly honest, when I went to a therapist, she just didn't get life. I could just tell she just didn't get it. And Handyman Bananas, Connor, his name is, gets it. He actually just put out his new website, HandyManBananas.com. I'll put the link below. And he offers this awesome service called adaptive listening. I think this is so cool. It's a donation-based service where he has one-on-one time with you, and he will talk to you. I really think that a lot of my followers can benefit from talking to him. And I'm shocked that he does not have more followers. He is an hilarious guy. I love his videos. I look forward to watching them every morning. He has this great, quirky humor to him. And if you're 80-10-10, you will totally get it. But you gotta check out Handyman Bananas. Look into his adaptive listening service. It's actually totally an awesome idea. And remember what I said, what you see in people, and what you pick out from people's personalities, whether you like it or you don't like it, is because that is also inside of your personality in some variation or form. And to all my followers, thank you so much. Every single day, I am like, oh my gosh, this person's so sweet, this person's so sweet. And I keep wanting to like hug everyone. And I believe that you all have the most amazing potential. Alright, I will see you guys later.